Welcome to my channel. Let's start with subscribe and like this video. Ancient Egypt is one of the world's oldest and most iconic civilizations, with a history that spans over 3,000 years. The rise of the Egyptian Empire was a gradual process that unfolded over several key periods, marked by the unification of the two regions of Egypt, the development of a strong centralized state, and a series of powerful pharaohs who expanded and consolidated their control. ###Key periods of ancient Egyptian history. 1. Prehistoric Egypt, circa 6000 to 3150 BCE. Before Egypt became a unified kingdom, it was made up of two distinct regions: Upper Egypt, the southern part, and Lower Egypt, the northern part, near the Nile Delta. During this period, early agricultural practices began to take hold, and the first settlements were established along the Nile River. Pottery and early forms of hieroglyphic writing were developed during this time. 2. The early dynastic period, circa 3150 to 2686 BCE. The rise of Egypt as a unified state is traditionally attributed to King Narmer, also known as Menes, who is believed to have united Upper and Lower Egypt around 3100 BCE. Narmer established the First Dynasty, and this period saw the development of key institutions like the monarchy and the establishment of the capital at Memphis. The kings during this time were seen as divine rulers, and their power was consolidated through control over the economy, religion, and military. 3. The Old Kingdom, circa 2686 to 2181 BCE. The Old Kingdom is often referred to as the Age of the Pyramids, because it was during this period that the most famous pyramids, including the Great Pyramid of Giza, were constructed. The Old Kingdom was marked by strong centralized rule and monumental building projects. The pharaohs were at the height of their power, and the Egyptian state was highly organized. However, towards the end of the Old Kingdom, Egypt faced economic difficulties and political instability, which led to the collapse of the centralized government. 4. The First Intermediate Period, circa 2181 to 2055 BCE. After the decline of the Old Kingdom, Egypt entered a period of political fragmentation and regional disunity. Various nomarchs, regional governors, gained more power and control over their areas, leading to internal conflict and a lack of centralized leadership. 5. The Middle Kingdom, circa 2055 to 1650 BCE. The Middle Kingdom is considered a time of restoration and consolidation. The Theban kings, rulers of Upper Egypt, managed to reunite the country and re-establish a strong centralized government. The Middle Kingdom pharaohs undertook military campaigns to expand Egypt's borders, especially in Nubia, southern Egypt, and invested in infrastructure, including canal-building projects to improve agriculture. 6. The Second Intermediate Period, circa 1650 to 1550 BCE. This period saw the invasion of the Hyksos, a Semitic people who took control of Lower Egypt. They ruled much of the Nile Delta and introduced new technologies, such as the horse-drawn chariot and composite bow. While their rule was a time of foreign dominance, it also set the stage for Egypt's eventual military revival. 7. The New Kingdom, circa 1550 to 1077 BCE. The New Kingdom is often regarded as Egypt's most powerful and prosperous period. After the Hyksos were driven out, Egypt expanded its territory and influence significantly under powerful pharaohs like Thutmose III, Amenhotep III, Akhenaten, Tutankhamun, and Ramesses II. The New Kingdom saw the peak of Egypt's military power, with campaigns extending into the Levant, Syria, Nubia, and Libya. It was also a time of cultural flourishing, with monumental construction projects, temples, and tombs being built. Thutmose III is considered one of Egypt's greatest military leaders and expanded its borders to their furthest extent. Akhenaten attempted to revolutionize Egyptian religion by promoting the worship of a single god, the sun disk Aten, although this shift was largely abandoned after his death. Ramesses II, also known as Ramesses the Great, is famous for his long reign and military campaigns, particularly against the Hittites. The Battle of Kadesh, 1274 BCE, is one of his most famous battles. 8. The Third Intermediate Period, c. 1077 to 664 BCE. After the fall of the New Kingdom, Egypt entered another period of political instability and division. During this time, Egypt was divided into smaller, weaker states, and foreign invasions, such as the Libyans and the Nubians, contributed to the decline of Egyptian power. 9. Late Period, c. 664 to 332 BCE. The Late Period saw a brief resurgence of Egyptian power, especially under the 26th dynasty, with kings like Psamtik I. However, Egypt faced increasing pressure from foreign powers, including the Assyrians and Persians. Ultimately, Egypt was conquered by Alexander the Great in 332 BCE, marking the end of the native Egyptian dynasty and the beginning of the Greek Ptolemaic rule. Factors in the rise of the Egyptian Empire. Geography. The Nile River played a crucial role in Egypt's rise. It provided fertile land for agriculture, a means of transportation, and a stable environment for civilization to thrive. Centralized government. The pharaohs held divine authority and were able to organize large-scale projects like pyramid building and military campaigns. The use of bureaucratic administrators helped maintain control over the country's resources. Military power. Egypt's military played an essential role in expanding and protecting its borders, especially during the New Kingdom. Pharaohs like Thutmose III and Ramesses II conducted successful military campaigns that brought wealth and tribute to Egypt. Religion. The Egyptian pantheon of gods and the pharaoh's status as a living god helped unify the population. Religious institutions were also powerful economic forces, with temples controlling vast estates and wealth. Decline of the empire. The decline of ancient Egypt came over several centuries, largely due to a combination of internal strife, invasions from foreign powers, and a weakening of central authority. Egypt faced numerous invasions from the Nubians, Assyrians, Persians, and eventually the Greeks, culminating in its conquest by Alexander the Great. Following Alexander's death, his general Ptolemy established the Ptolemaic dynasty, which ruled Egypt for several centuries until the Roman conquest in 30 BCE. In summary, the rise of ancient Egypt was shaped by its strategic location, a powerful centralized government, and military prowess. Over time, Egypt became a vast empire, but political fragmentation, foreign invasions, and internal struggles eventually led to its decline.